Now, the Steve Vizard situation, I'm a little bit sad about 3AW today. I care about the station. It's had 25 years of my life, and there's been some blood and tears in there. I grew up with it as a kid, and I believe AW has always had a superb sense of integrity about it. It's always been assumed by the audience that this was that sort of radio station. The audience cares about that. It's got a sense of ownership of the station, and good on you, so you should. We're just passing through. I think we who work here are just passing through, and we've got to maintain and defend that integrity and reputation. That's one of the strengths of AW. I think I understand it. But what saddens me today is that my view of the integrity and reputation of 3AW is not the same as the management view. Now, yes, I'm talking about Steve Vizard. He's been hired to fill in for Denis Walter for 2 weeks. Now, I don't blame Steve for wanting the job. I don't blame him for this. It's his right. He's entitled to work as he wishes. And there's certainly no legal reason why he shouldn't work here. But the fact is, I believe Steve Vizard's name is still in disgrace in this town. That might be fair or unfair, but I think it's a reality. He was liked. He was trusted. Many people still feel badly let down. Look, we're talking about insider trading. He was accused of using confidential information to make a quid for himself. I should point out there were not criminal charges against Vizard, but the judge in the civil case described his actions as being, quote, both dishonest and a gross breach of trust, unquote, and further said, the judge said that he knew what he was doing was wrong. Essentially, if you like, he was shown to be a corporate smarty. Now, he was fined a lot of money, almost $400,000. He was banned from being a company director for 10 years. Pretty harsh penalty, and okay, he does the crime, he does the time. Well, it's not a crime, but he commits that act, he does the punishment. But perhaps, I think in a public sense, his real problem is a breach of trust. People had invited him into their lounge rooms as a very talented entertainer, a very funny and clever, sharp-edged TV program he had. But in that program, he spent a lot of time sending up exactly what he turned out to be. And that's the breach of trust with the audience. He wasn't what they thought he was. Now, again, that is a matter for him and his conscience. I like Steve personally. I, in fact, had lunch with him a few times when it seemed not many other people had talked to him. This isn't about Steve Vizard. This is about 3AW's management and their view of the integrity and reputation of this station. Darren Hinch made a good point yesterday. I know that's rare, but he made a good point. He said Steve Vizard couldn't be a director of Fairfax, because he's banned from that, who now own this station, but the management thinks it's appropriate to put him behind a microphone. Well, I think that access to a microphone is a great privilege. I think it is in many ways, and particularly to you, the audience, it's more important than being a director. And if he's not a fit and proper person under the law to be a director, he's not a fit and proper person to have the privilege of using a 3RW microphone or the airwaves. I've argued my case at length with management. I've put all those points in slightly more aggressive fashion. They just dismiss my concerns out of hand. That makes me sad too. My understanding is that most of the broadcasters, at least in the major shifts on this station, are unhappy about this, but they can speak for themselves. I guess what hurts is that after 25 years, I think I've got some understanding of the reputation of AW and some understanding of the audience, and management's just ignored me on that. All right, again, that's their right, but frankly, they're doing it for reasons I don't understand. It's their right to manage, but they've got it wrong. And I've told them quite forcefully I think they're wrong, and I've told them quite forcefully I think they're potentially damaging the radio station. But making that decision, if you put us all together, they've ignored almost 100 years of broadcasting experience making that decision. It is wrong, it is hurtful, it is sad, and potentially it's damaging to a great radio station.
Talking Melbourne.